This is a quick walkthrough demo of working title, the Baton Newsroom Automation Suite. Presently, it is in press release mode. Press release mode has 4 steps: ingest, extract, write, moderate, and publish. Each of the steps is divided by a human in the loop gate. Very simple getting started. And then down here we meet the team. These are our AI agents and the credentials that they are bringing to the process. We can move out to the lobby where we would see stories that have been published or in progress. It will allow for auto ingestion in the future. Currently, we're running in manual mode, so we simply give our story a title, go and find our source document, assuming people send us all kinds of stuff, PDFs, text documents, whatever it may be. We upload that. We're just running the default pipeline for now. We'll be building out the obituary pipeline here soon. Behind the scenes, things have already gotten to work. It is building out each of the agents now and hydrating a knowledge base for this particular pipeline run so that the agents have access to style guides, previous articles, and knowledge that they need to be excellent press release publication specialists. Back on this screen, we can see the source that is currently being run through the pipeline. There will be style checks here that will pop up later. And then we've got a feed that shows what's going on overall with the system. And then we will activate a window into the learning portal so at any point in time you can take a look and see what your agents have learned. All right, we've started to execute. We've got some diagnostics data up here. That's really just for me to keep track of. As they work, each agent keeps track of what they've done. So our press release agent, ingestion agent, has started working. They've made their first AI large language model call. At the moment, the group chat output is still a little bit messy to read, but I will work on formatting and line returns for that to make it a little bit cleaner. So the ingestion agent currently, they simply go out and validate that it's an actual press release, making sure that it's not spam or something malicious that might be trying to get injected into the process. So at this point, the team has said, hey, I need some help from you, human. We need you to agree that what we've extracted here is appropriate. So it's not asking you to check Casey's work. Casey does a pretty good job. We trust Casey. But Alex, here our friend, has extracted the 5 W's. And so we want to come down and see what those are. And again, we'll improve the formatting of how it's displayed so you won't have to come down here and squint. It'll pop up right here and be easier to see. But we've got a who, we've got a what, a when, see a why. Oh, there's a where, and there's a why. So I'm going to approve it. For full disclosure, I'm not a journalist, so I don't know what I'm doing when I do that. I just trust that the 5 W's are 5 W's. That little red box means nothing. It's a lie. It's not a real error. So we're off to the races. Alex says, great, thanks for approving my work. I will go ahead and pass these facts over to Riley. Riley's got a little more work to do. She's got to go do some writing and figure out what kind of article it is that we need to be writing. So she's extracting key style words related to business management news articles, specifically for a newspaper we're working with, Ballina Daily News. Again, we'll get these little spaces cleaned up. So anyway, she's about to go off and do a little bit of research. So she's first determined the research that she wants to do, and now she's gone off and done that research. And she's come back and decided that the keywords focus on the merger of the bank, and that's what she's going to use to query memory. So I'm going to go ahead and let Riley finish her research. And she has been approved. So now we're just waiting for Sam to queue up. All right, so now we have a draft article. Supposedly integrates all extracted 5 W's and quotes from leadership, local context, and merger significance. So I'm going to go ahead and approve it. All right, so Riley has recognized my approval. Let's come back down here to the group chat to see what Riley's working on. And here we can see she's putting together the final copy. All right, so now we have a complete draft for review and approval. Again, I'm just going to approve it. All right, so now I think Sam is going to get to work here soon. All right, please review the complete draft article. Approve. Anytime we can still scroll back up here and see. All right, so Sam has got to work. So he's our content moderation specialist. So even though we have what we think is a good article, we're going to run a quality check tool. And we have a number of quality check tools that we will offer out of the box. These are all extensible and can be customized and configured to a specific paper community. Everything is designed to be localized and have a regional focus as well. All right, so I don't have all the tools installed yet, but it did some assessment and it decided that the article is coherent and that it passes the bar well enough. At this point, what I'm not able to yet demo is the next screen when you'd hit approve here would be the actual article in a UI editor so you could see and make any final adjustments or tweaks to it. And at that point, you'll have the article that you can lift and publish right to your own WordPress site. And once we are ready, then we can integrate directly to your WordPress site, and those articles can auto-publish after your human in the loop does their approvals. So there you have it. We've had a full, complete, successful run. We've persisted all work. Everything will then be logged into the database so that later on, if we pull up this same article, we can come back and see all the work that was done tied back to the final article. And then every time this cycle runs, we are scraping for learning, and based on your human-in-the-loop feedback, that helps to update the knowledge base so that each time you're working with the system, your agents are getting better at building and customizing, in this case, press releases to your specific tone and voice. All of the human-in-the-loop gates you saw can be turned off. They will all be on by default out of the box. There will be an admin opportunity to go in and disable some of those human-in-the-loop gates. So as there's more confidence built, you allow some of these steps can go through without interaction. The last step, publishing to a live news website, will always require human in the loop, at least as far as I'm concerned for my involvement at this point. So there you have it. And then let's see, as far as other features, I guess we can go back real quick, go home and see the golden data set. This is part of the training system. So if you have a couple of really good raw press releases from your inbox and a couple of really good press releases you've already published to your media outlet, and you want to train the system, not necessarily train the system, you want to pin the system on it and say, hey, this is a golden set of data I always want you to consider, then you can simply come in here. Take me a second to find a sample press release from the same bank merger. So that was an incoming email press release, and then a sample published press release of that same bank merger. I'm going to have it extract the 5 W's. I'm going to mark that its source was from business, and its category is about business. And I've done this a few times, so I just happen to know, or at least I think I remember, it was published on November 25th. It's extracted the W's. I'm going to upload that golden pair. Here they are, uploaded today is December 4th. I can see my input. I can see my output. So this is great training data for AI before and after. There's really nothing that gets better. I'm going to come over here and pretend like I know what I'm doing and I'm some type of editorial genius, and I'm going to score it to say how well it did in these certain areas. I could potentially leave notes to myself and or to the AI. And look, it passes. That's great. But I'm going to click Validate Pair, and that's just going to make sure that everything matches, and we have a full validated golden set data pair. So now that it passed validation, it did warn us that it's 178% of the original press release threshold. I don't know if 120% is a standard or not. We can certainly configure that. I'm not sure why confidence only came in at 20%. I haven't looked at the math on this yet. I just made sure that the interface is working and the data gets to where it needs to. We'll come back and then make sure. So then at that point, it should allow us to, refresh. I don't know that I hit approve. There we go. And now that is approved. Of course, it's redundant because I've done it a few times, but we now have that golden data set in there as an approved golden data set. So the next time the pipeline runs, the knowledge base will be updated to inject that golden pair to let the AI model know that that is the way you would handle that type of press release to publication.